Phil Mickelson.
Yep.
We're back in it with Phil Mickelson on Twitter. So, what was it, a couple months or so ago, a month ago, that we really got into it with Phil. We were tweeting up a storm. We were responding to everything he was saying. He was responding back, getting a ton of likes, getting a ton of traction. We DM'd him. We talked about that with Kirk on Tuesday's show, where we DM'd Phil. Frankie and I did a little 1-2 punch. Frankie came in with his cool lefty comment. We were doing a whole thing. We're trying to loop him in like he's one of our friends, like we want to chat with him on the show. It's going well. Well, we put out the tweet about his shot out of the bush, which we talked about on the show. Only thing missing from this video or Phil Mickelson's calves was the caption that we put on it. He responded, "The only reason I hit driver was the depth of the face. With the ball sitting 1 foot off the ground, I was afraid of whiffing it with a shallower face of a 3-wood or a long iron. I hit it 50 yards from the green in the fairway, so it worked out." Clearly, Phil or somebody on his team must have listened to the show, because we talked on the show about, my take was, Phil's just doing this because he's in the content stage of his life now, and he knows that, fuck it. The result might be relatively similar, but I'm just going to hit my driver out of a bush because it's going to be all over the internet. I'm a content guy, fireside with Phil, all that stuff. There's no way from the tweet that we put out that he would have responded with that, because the tweet that we put out, all it said was the only thing missing from this video are Phil Mickelson's calves. It didn't say, why the hell did Phil hit his drive like this?
I'm with you.
What did say that was our show.
Yeah, we spent
I said what Phil said.
We spent a good portion of it on there, and there's really no other explanation other than he listens to the show. He wanted to give the world an explanation, and he did that through us.
I think in that situation, do you think Tiger Woods would have done that? I think it was the correct golf move.
Especially if you're a lefty. If it was a righty, it'd be a whole different.
If it was the opposite side.
But he's just saying you mirror the whole thing.
Yeah. I agree. I think it was the right play.
I don't think Tiger Woods would have done that.
No?
I don't think so either.
Nope. I don't think. I can't even envision Tiger Woods hitting a driver out of a bush. I just can't do it. That's a Phil Mickelson move, man.
Which that then does make me think. I think you are right, at least partially. He said for a good reason, but he's in the content part of his career.
Definitely.
Where it's at no point would I ever think, oh, Tiger's hitting driver out of the bushes. I'm going to get to blog this. We're going to get to talk about this. That's just not on his radar.
No, I really don't. I think Tiger takes a 60-degree wedge. He hits it out of that bush, over the trees into the fairway, tries to get up and down from there, something like that. I don't think Tiger hits a driver out of the bush. I just don't.
No. I can't picture it.
Your comment about envisioning it is almost impossible. I have a mental block trying to have Tiger standing next to a bush with a driver.
No
picture.
chance.
The only thing I can picture him is maybe recoiling out of there or something. Recoil, with the recoil, he swings so hard out of there. That's the only thing I can picture.
Yeah, one of his classic recoil things.
That's what I can picture.
Yeah, but it's just it doesn't. And then I responded to Phil. I said, I know a good place we could talk more about this, Phil Mickelson. And then he responded and just said fireside with the thinking emoji. At this point, I've had a little bit enough of Phil.
I was gonna say this as well. How long do we let him? He's just tickling our balls now.
My point is, I'm not going to fucking beg for Phil Mickelson. Mm-hmm. We've presented our case. We've been very fun with him. We've had a good time. We've DM'd him and gone back and forth. We've very directly in DMs and on Twitter and everywhere asked him to come on the show and had kind of a couple comments back and forth that were relatively serious. At this point, I'm not going to get down on my hands and knees and beg Phil Mickelson to come on the show. We've presented it. We've had a conversation about it. I like having fun with him on Twitter and all this and that. But Phil, at this point, come on the show or don't come on the show.
I would say there's no doubt about it that the interactions he has with us and our Foreplay account probably gets a lot of engagement, more than interacting with somebody with maybe 500 or whatever followers, and they probably like that. The social media team, Phil specifically, maybe. And every time they do that, it's all right, oh yeah, people are engaged and this is happening. At what point are we come on the show, let's do it. Come on.
We're pretty much at that
point.
point.
Right now.
We're at that point. And what I would say is obviously Phil's trying to grow his thing. He's got the fireside stuff. Who knows what other media plans he's got in the future and this and that. Phil, we're here to help you. We'll plug whatever the fuck you want us to plug, man. You want us to plug, you got a new show coming out. You're going to do a new series. If you got the fireside stuff, you want us to plug your stuff, tag you, this, that. Great. That's what we do on this show. That's what we have guests on. We had Jake Owen came on. We're plugging his tour. We're plugging his album. Whatever the hell you want, we'll plug it. That's what we do. But come on the show. Don't just tickle our balls all the time like Frankie said. Teasing here and there and this and that. We're not going to fucking beg. We've presented our case. We got a great show. We got a lot of followers, a lot of listeners. They love it. People would fucking love to have Phil Mickelson on this show. Oh, yeah. Shoot the shit with us for an hour. We said we'd bring wine, drink some wine. We'll have a good time. That's our case. That we presented our case, and I think it's a very compelling one. If he wants to come on the show, come on the show. But we're not going to get down on our hands and knees and beg. That's kind of where I'm at.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm glad that we all are on that same page because I was thinking that same thing last night.
Good. Because I didn't know how far to take it when he did the fireside thing. I was like, do I come back over the top? Do I keep responding? I was like, I'm just going to leave it out there. You know what, Phil? You want to play that game? Fine. We'd love to have you on the show. You know that. We know that. Everybody knows that. That's where we're at.